Now the super cool thing too about this flower is you do not need any adhesives in order to get it to hold together. The puffy paint will do that for you. I think I'm going to let that one be my base. And another thing, if you've got a layer that you're just not that wild and crazy about, make it your base. Then you're just going to alternate and stack your flower. And I use 4 for the small one. Isn't that pretty? So pretty, pretty, pretty. And then grab your Crop-A-Dile tool or whatever you have. I put mine on the lowest hole punch setting. Go in here. You're going to have to kind of work it in a little bit. Keep your stacks kind of straight. Punch you a hole through. Grab your centers, however many you would like to use. I usually use these floral sprays. You can use whatever you got. I think Aldo will be stocking the store with these as well. So be sure to look for those. And then just run them through where you punched the hole. Now, something I did do with this one, I kind of pinched it up a little bit. Like that. And then also to keep those layers holding together, give it some heat. And that puffy paint will hold together your flower real nicely. Be careful not to burn your fingers. The heating tool is really hot. I've had this one forever, since I started scrapping. I think I've only got one element left in it. I'm going to have to be visiting Aldo's store soon to get me another one. Okay, that's done pretty good. With this one, I also trimmed off this piece right here. Kind of to the side. Actually, I think I'm just going to leave them together. I use some tape to hold it down. Believe it or not, this really does work. You can use hot glue, whatever you choose to use. It's okay, whatever you want to do. And I use my heating tool to kind of melt the tape a little bit to get it to stick really good. Okay, I'm going to re-push together that flower. I've got one prong kind of off, but it'll be alright. Put it together, pinch it, hold it. And as you can see, I'm kind of using the puffy paint to help me hold the flower together. It really does stick really well. You do not need any adhesives. The puffy paint does all that for you. And just kind of scrunch it together at the bottom. I have to work with it a little bit, but there you go. See that? Okay, now that's that flower. Now with this one, all I did was use the other layers that you get with Tim Holtz Tattered Floral Die. I used 3 of the big ones, 1 of the medium, and 1 of the small. Did the exact same steps that I just showed you. Layered them back and forth. And I've got skinnier lines on this one. And punched my hole, taped my back, heated it a little bit. These flowers are super, super light and airy. Very, very light. I mean, they were not going to have a lot of weight on your layout. It's unbelievably light. And now for the Denise's Darling Daisy. All I did was did this step, covered them, and then I left them attached to my mat and misted them. Put my lines on the outside with this, and it acted more like slick. So for this, for the Denise's Darling Daisy, I would use a slick type if your puffy paint does puff correctly. If you get a bottle that's messed up and it doesn't puff correctly, never fear, you can make the other flower with it. After I had the outlines, I just lightly outlined each area with it. I used 6 total of these. When you're putting it on your die, fold your material back and forth several times and cover all your surface area. That way when you cut your material, you're getting several different, instead of cutting your material in square by square by square, just fold it and put it on your die and then cut it. That way you'll get plenty of these. And then layer them back and forth. The process is still the same. You're going to, after you peel them up off your mat, you're going to layer them on top of one another, and then just kind of, in order to get them to pick up and move, you don't need no adhesive with these as well. And just kind of play around with it till you get the shape you want. This holds the shape so well. It's just unbelievable. I made it last night and it looks great. Then get you a center. I used a Prima center for this one. You can use buttons. You can use anything you want to make your centers with. That's all for today. I hope that I was informative enough and clear enough on how to build these flowers. I hope to see what you do with the flowers. And thank you very much for joining me. You have a wonderful day.